We are now here in the middle of July and currently in the middle of winter. So in this video, I just want to show you how I store my calamansi fruit so I can have calamansi ready for me throughout the year. But first of all, I'd like to say good morning, good night, and anything in between. Welcome to my channel. So for those of you that are not aware, calamansi is called Filipino lime or Philippine lime. It is pretty much a cross between a kumquat and a lime. For us Filipinos, we use them a lot for our sauce. We use them for marinating. We can use lemon for that for marinating, but we prefer calamansi because compared to lemon is more just the sourness of the fruit, but calamansi has a bit of sourness and bitterness to it as well, so it adds a little bit of flavor. Fragrance wise, it is just as fragrant as a lemon. So as a Filipino living here in Sydney, it's almost a must to have one of these plants in your backyard. So the plant itself, I will not be talking about the maintenance and the care of it. Just for the purpose of this video, I just want to show you quickly how I store them, how I harvest them to start with, and how I store them so it's all ready for me throughout the year if I don't have any fruit, and I can use them to marinate or to use for my sauce. So first of all, we will have to harvest them. So with this fruit, I'll just show you very quickly on how it looks. So I've got a bit of variety here. I mean, like different stages of the fruit here. So first of all, it will start with a flower. So this flower will then be pollinized, and then it will form a fruit. So this is a self-pollinating plant. So it will just from the bees that's just around the backyard, it will pollinate itself, and then after that it will form a fruit. So the fruit starts with a little bit like this. So it starts with a small fruit that's very green, and then as it grows and as it gets fertilized and grows, then it becomes a bigger fruit. You know that it's ripe when it's this color. So you got a bit of green and a little bit of yellow as well. So I'll cut one just to show you quickly. So this is the perfect ripeness of calamansi. You can leave it out in the plant if you like for a little bit longer, and you can have something like this, a very yellow. So you can also have something like this. So it will kind of remind you of mandarin, because it, like, you know, they said it's a cross of lime and mandarin and a lemon. So it has a little bit of characteristic of them in the one fruit. But it is very ripe if you left it here and you have something that looks like this. So I've also got one here that is very ripe, so I didn't even have to cut. So it's like this. It's almost orange. So this is very ripe already, so it might be off if I like, you know, it's very soft, so this won't do anymore. So this one, I'll have to chuck them away already. But anyway, so pretty much most of these in the plant, I could harvest them already. So I'll just quickly do that. I'll just quickly harvest them, and then I'll take you guys inside and show you exactly what I do with them to prepare them and store them for the remainder of the year. Harvested everything I could harvest from this plant. So with this, you will need a lot of patience to collect all the fruit, because as you can see, they are very tiny and it does take a while before you can pick them all. So this is pretty much everything that I'm able to pick out today, but it will be enough for what we are going to do later on. So now we're back inside the house, and for this I will be needing a strainer, a cup, a couple of zip bags to put the calamansi in, knife, and a chopping board. So this is the calamansi we picked up earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna quickly wash them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them into half. So this is the calamansi. Cut them into half and just squeeze them onto the strainer. So also for this, it's handy to just have your compost bin nearby, so you can just throw all the skin after you've squeezed them. So just going to cut them into half and strain them into the cup. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. So I've got a strainer ready, and this is the calamansi. You can see it just there. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing that. So about 200 calamansi later, and about 20 minutes later, I managed to get almost a full cup of calamansi. So the next thing I will do is, okay, just getting rid of that. The next thing I will do is to put them into a Ziploc bag. Okay, so some people, they would put them in a ice container, or like, you know, those ice tray, but I find that that will take a lot of space in my freezer. So I'll put them right there. So just a 1 cup, and make sure that it's fully sealed. So this is a double seal one. Try to expel all the air out, and then you fully seal them. Then you will put them in your freezer, lying flat like that. So you put them at the bottom of your freezer, and I do have one that I have done before, so I'm just gonna quickly get it. Okay, so I've had these at the beginning of the year, and so this is what it looks like. So it's quite thin, and it's like that. So for you to use them, so all you have to do is just break a little bit, and then you can get them icy, and then you can put them into your marinade or into your sauce. So it is space saving, because it's just at the bottom of the freezer, and I just assuming that you've fully closed them, so this won't leak, so it will just stay like that. So if you want to flatten them a little bit more later on, so you can just leave it out and then wait until it becomes liquid again, and then you can just flatten it, so you don't have those empty space, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, so I will keep this. So I've had this for about 6 months now, and I probably am able to keep it for another 6. Your calamansi is not wasted because it stays in the freezer. It keeps it fresh as well because it is in the freezer, so it's preserved that way. So you can have access to calamansi throughout the year. So it is available for you to be used throughout the year, and you can use them for your marinade and for your sauces if you need them. So it will, because it's in the freezer, it is preserved and it's fresh from your garden. I do hope that you like this content, and I hope that you find it helpful. And if it did, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up just to show me some support. Otherwise, you can subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that. I hope to see you on my next video. But for now, it's me, truly wonderly yours. Hanggang sa muling pagtatagpo. Bye!